Matthew, in today's Gospel, speak about the necessity of being watchful while waiting for the Lord's return, and also about the necessity of developing the gift that we receive from God. In the parable of the talent, Matthew spells out what this watchfulness means. It consists in carrying out the Lord's instruction to the best at one's God-given ability. But first, let us listen and learn from another life experience, another life story. One day, in a certain place, a reunion took place of the past students of a famous school run by a religious order. An elderly priest who had come back to be present at that reunion found himself surrounded by a host of former students. Most of them he had not met since they left the school many years previously. It was obvious from the way the past student flocked to that priest that he enjoyed great respect among his past students. So he received them with graciousness. Then, without the slightest prompting from him, the students, one by one, began to pour out their stories. One was a famous architect who had built a number of public buildings, including 2 churches. Another was the head of a very famous business company who had branches in over 1,000 countries. Another was a university professor who had already written several learned books. Another was a highly successful farmer whose product was known all over the world. One even became a Monsignor in the church. Another was the principal of a very prestigious school. The whole priest listened with pleasure to the impressive litany of success and achievement. There did not seem to be a single failure or loser among them. Or, if there was any such people among the ranks of his past students, it was obvious that they had not shown up at the reunion. So, as the past student told their story, the whole priest said little, contenting himself of nodding his head and smiling to them. When they have finished, he complimented them on their achievement. Then, looking at them with affection, he said, "And now, please tell me what you have made of yourself." Then a long silence followed. That question so surprised all of them. Yes, They were at that point reluctant to talk about themselves. It seems that they were so absorbed in their career that they had neglected their personal life. Their energies were so focused on efficiency and success that they did not have time to grow emotionally, with the result that in terms of relationship, many of them were very poor. Brother and sister, is it not a danger that we too may face in a society like Hong Kong? People may have done great things in their public life, but fail in their private life. Most people who are successful in their career live their personal life a long way behind. Indeed, we can say that sometimes that their successes are often achieved at the expense of their personal life, of their couple life, or their family life. Is it not too often our case? In today's gospel, Christ talked about people who were given different talents. He praised the first one because they used their talent, but he censured the third because he buried his talent in the ground. When Christ talked about talents, we must not think that he means only external talent, musical, artistic, or sport talent. Though such talent are important, and all credit to those who possess, who develop, and who use them. But at the same time, we have to acknowledge that these days, those external talents are outrageously overvalued than over-rewarded. Just think about the salary that receives some sport, men or women. Christ's parable goes a lot deeper. Ultimately, we know that only things that matter is what we make of ourselves. So please, tell me, what have you made of yourself? And not what have you accomplished in your profession. What have you made of yourself in terms of personal blossoming, blooming, in terms of personal relationship with family members and with others? This is what is important. Once again, we are mistaken if we think that it is only about making something of oneself in a materialistic sense, even though this is not completely ruled out. The woman spoken about in the first reading of today could hardly be described as being either successful or famous. Yet she is held up as a model. Why? Because of the kind of person she is, and not because of things that she did. She is industrious, caring, wise, and virtuous. She possesses something more valuable than just wealth or beauty. How about us? She possesses a loving heart. She has put her talent at the service of her family, of her neighborhood, and of the poor. For this reason, she has the respect of the entire community. Once again, how about you? How about me? Please, let us not forget that life is God's gift to us. And in return, what we do with our life, what we do with ourselves, is our gift to God. Amen.